You are standing in one of the largest Roman armies ever assembled. You believe Rome cannot lose. How could it? Around you are tens of thousands of Roman soldiers. Shields packed together. Helmets shining under the sun. Standards rising above the dust. Officers shouting orders. Men laughing too loudly because confidence is easier than fear. You have heard the stories. Hannibal crossed mountains. Hannibal brought elephants. Hannibal embarrassed Roman commanders before. But this time feels different. This time Rome has brought enough men to crush him. This time there are too many of you. This time the weight of Rome itself is on the field. You grip your scutum. You adjust your helmet. You feel the gladius at your side. You tell yourself that by sunset, the enemy will be broken. You tell yourself that numbers win battles. You tell yourself that courage, discipline, and Roman steel will be enough. You are wrong. By sunset, the ground beneath your feet will be covered with Roman dead. And if you survive, you will not remember Cannae as a battle. You will remember it as a trap closing around your body. The morning begins with heat. Not glorious heat. Not golden heroic sunlight. Ugly heat. Dry heat. The kind that crawls under your helmet and turns your breath sour. Dust sticks to your lips. Sweat runs down your neck. Your armor feels heavier with every minute. You are near Cannae, in southern Italy, and the land around you feels too open, too bright, too exposed. The Aufidus River is not far away. The air smells of dry grass, animals, leather, sweat, and fear hidden badly beneath discipline. The officers speak with confidence. The consuls believe Rome can end this. The army is massive. The plan is simple. Push forward. Crush the enemy center. Break Hannibal's army by weight. Rome has brought bodies. Rome has brought anger. Rome has brought the desire to erase humiliation. And you are one of those bodies. One shield in the mass. One sword in the machine. One Roman who believes he is part of something unstoppable. That belief is dangerous. Because confidence makes men blind. You look across the field. Hannibal's army waits. At first, they do not look like enough. Not compared to Rome. You see different peoples, different weapons, different shapes in the dust. Carthaginians, Gauls, Iberians, Africans, cavalry on the wings. Men who do not look like they belong to one nation, but who somehow stand together under one commander. You do not understand them. That makes it easier to underestimate them. Some Roman soldiers around you mutter insults. Some call them barbarians. Some spit into the dust. Some laugh. You try to laugh too. But your mouth is too dry. Across the field, Hannibal is not laughing. He does not need to. He has chosen this ground. He has placed his men. He knows what Rome wants to do. That is the part you do not understand yet. You think you are about to attack him. You do not realize he is inviting you in. The order comes. The Roman line begins to move. At first, it feels powerful. The sound is enormous. Sandals striking dirt. Armor shifting. Shields knocking. Officers shouting. Standards moving. Thousands of men advancing with the confidence of an empire. You move with them. Your scutum is close. Your pilum is ready. Your gladius waits at your side. The formation presses forward. You can feel the mass of Rome behind you. That gives you courage. Not real courage. Crowd courage. The kind that comes from knowing there are so many men around you that you cannot imagine losing. You march into the dust. The enemy line comes closer. You see faces now. Not shapes. Faces. Some are painted. Some are calm. Some look hungry. Some look just as afraid as you. That bothers you. It is easier to kill monsters. Harder to face men. The first clash begins with missiles. Pila are thrown. Javelins fly. Shields lift. Wood cracks. Metal strikes. Men shout. Some fall. Most keep moving. There is no time to think. Thinking is too slow for battle. You move because the men around you move. You brace because the line braces. You push because Rome is pushing. The Roman center drives forward. At first it works. That is what makes the trap so perfect. The enemy center begins to bend. It gives ground. The men in front of you step backward under pressure. Roman soldiers shout. You hear confidence return like fire. They are breaking. They are bending. Rome is winning. You feel it too. The whole army seems to lean forward. More pressure. More bodies. More shields. More men forcing their way into the enemy center. You push harder. The soldiers behind you push into your back. You have less room now, but that seems like a small price for victory. The enemy is giving way. The center pulls back. The Roman army follows. You do not see the shape of the battlefield. You only see the man in front of you. You do not see the curve forming. You do not see the wings waiting. You do not see Hannibal's plan. You feel victory. That is the poison. The enemy center bends inward. Not because it is collapsing, because it is swallowing you. Step by step, the Roman army moves deeper. The formation becomes thicker. The men around you pack closer. Your shield presses against another shield. Your shoulder bumps the man beside you. Someone behind you steps on your heel. You curse. He curses back. Nobody has space. Still you push. Because the order is forward. Because the enemy is bending. Because you believe the hardest part is almost over. Then the noise changes. At first, you do not understand why. There is still shouting ahead. Still pressure. Still the grinding sound of shields and bodies. But something else rises from the sides. A new sound. Horses. Screams. Men shouting from the flanks. You try to look left, but there are too many helmets in the way. You try to look right, but your shield blocks your view. You hear an officer yelling an order. You cannot hear what it is. Another voice shouts something different. Another man screams that the cavalry is gone. Someone says the wings are folding. Someone says hold the line. Someone says push forward. Someone says back. There is no back. That is when the first cold thought enters your body. Not your mind. Your body. Your body understands before you do. Something is wrong. The Roman cavalry on the flanks is failing. Enemy horsemen are moving where they should not be. The sides of the Roman army are no longer safe. The enemy center is no longer simply bending. It is holding you. And the enemy wings are beginning to close. You still cannot see the whole trap. But you can feel it. The field gets smaller. The air gets hotter. The men around you press tighter. Your scutum is no longer a tool. It is a wall trapped against your chest. Your gladius is at your side, but there is almost no room to draw it properly. Your arm cannot move freely. Your feet cannot step where they need to. Your shield cannot turn. Your body belongs to the crowd now. That is the real horror of Cannae. Not that you are outnumbered. You are not. Not at first. Not on paper. The horror is that numbers become useless when they cannot move. Rome brought too many men into too little space. And Hannibal knows it. The enemy closes from the sides. The Roman center is still packed forward. Men behind you do not know what is happening. They keep pushing. Men in front cannot move faster. Men on the sides begin to scream. The army becomes a living knot. You are trapped inside it. Dust fills your mouth. You cough but cannot bend. Someone's elbow hits your jaw. Someone's shield edge slams into your ribs. A man falls nearby, and 3 others stumble over him. You try not to look down. Looking down is dangerous. If you fall here, you may never stand again. Not because an enemy kills you, because your own army crushes you. The pressure from behind grows. The pressure from the sides grows. The pressure from fear grows. You try to breathe. Your chest cannot expand fully because your shield is pressed so tight. You turn your head for air. All you smell is sweat, iron dust, and panic. The line is gone. Not completely. Not in the clean way men describe later. It dissolves from inside. Orders no longer travel. Officers shout into noise. Centurions strike men to hold position. Options try to keep soldiers from breaking backward. But where can anyone go? There is no open ground. No clear command. No beautiful Roman formation. Only men. Too many men. Too close together. And the enemy is all around the edges, cutting into the mass. This is where courage becomes useless. You can be brave. You can be trained. You can be loyal. You can love Rome. None of that creates space for your sword arm. None of that lets you hear orders. None of that lifts the man who has fallen against your legs. None of that opens the circle. You realize something terrible. You are not losing because you are weak. You are losing because you cannot move. A soldier beside you tries to force his way back. He shoves into your shoulder. You shove him away because if he knocks you down, you are finished. He looks at you with wild eyes. He is not a coward. He is drowning on land. Another man keeps shouting the same phrase over and over. Hold, hold, hold. His voice breaks. Nobody answers. You hear enemy blades striking shields. You hear Roman shields cracking. You hear horses somewhere behind you now. Behind you. That word does not make sense. The enemy should not be behind you. But at Cannae, the world stops making sense. Front becomes side. Side becomes rear. The Roman army is wrapped, and you are inside the wrapping. You try to draw your gladius. The hilt catches. There is no room. You twist your body. Someone shoves you back. You manage to free the blade halfway, then slam your elbow against another soldier. He screams at you. You scream back. Not words, just sound. You finally get the sword free. Now what? There is no heroic duel. No clear enemy standing perfectly in front of you. There are shields, shoulders, helmets, backs, faces, dust, arms. You stab toward movement. You do not know if you hit anything. You pull back because the man beside you is pressing into your arm. You raise your shield because something strikes it. You lower it because someone behind you is pushing. Everything is too close. Too loud. Too hot. Too late. The enemy does not need to fight every Roman at once. They fight the edges. They press. They cut. They wait for the packed mass to panic. Inside, men suffocate in fear. Some try to climb over bodies. Some try to break through their own lines. Some freeze. Some pray. Some shout for mothers, gods, officers, friends. Some die without ever seeing the man who killed them. You keep your feet under you. That becomes your whole strategy. Stay upright. Do not fall. Keep shield close. Protect your throat. Breathe when you can. Move with the pressure. Do not let panic turn your body sideways. Do not lose the man beside you. Do not think about the fact that there is no escape. But your mind thinks anyway. It thinks of home. It thinks of water. It thinks of the morning confidence. It thinks of the men laughing before the battle. It thinks of the officer who said Rome would crush Hannibal. It thinks of how stupid that sounds now. The sun climbs. Or maybe it falls. Time is broken inside the trap. Minutes stretch. Moments disappear. You do not know if you have been fighting for 10 minutes or an hour. Your arm shakes. Your legs tremble. Your throat burns. Your shield feels heavier than stone. Your gladius is slick in your hand. You want to drop everything. You want to curl into the dirt. You want the noise to stop. But if you stop, you die. If you fall, you die. If you panic, you may kill the man beside you, and then die anyway. A gap opens for a moment ahead. You see daylight. You move toward it. 3 other men see it too. Everyone surges. The gap closes. A shield slams into your face. Your helmet shifts. Your vision flashes white. You stumble. This is the moment. The dirt comes closer. Your knees bend. A hand grabs your cloak. Maybe to save you. Maybe to use you for balance. You do not know. You slam your shield down and force yourself upright. Your heart hammers so hard it feels like something trying to escape your ribs. You almost fell. That terrifies you more than the enemy. Because now you understand. Death at Cannae is not always a blade. Sometimes death is losing your footing. Sometimes death is being 1 inch too low in a crowd that cannot stop moving. Sometimes death is being trapped beneath men who are also trying to live. You stay upright. That is all you have. Around you, the Roman army is being destroyed in pieces. Not all at once. That would be easier to understand. Instead, the disaster tightens slowly. The outer men are hit first. The inner men wait and panic. The pressure moves inward. The circle shrinks. Every minute, there is less room. Every minute, more men fall. Every minute, the army that believed it could not lose becomes less like an army and more like a pile of trapped bodies with shields. You hear someone shout that the consul is dead. Someone else says he is alive. Someone says another commander has escaped. Someone says no one is escaping. Rumors move faster than orders. Fear moves faster than truth. You no longer care who commands the army. Command feels far away. Rome feels far away. The Senate feels like another world. All that exists is the shield against your arm, the dust in your mouth, the men pressing into you, and the need to keep breathing. This is the part no statue remembers. No clean history carving shows this. No victory speech contains this. The stink, the choking, the confusion, the shame of wanting to live more than you want to be brave. You thought battle would test your courage. Cannae tests whether your body can remain human when the world becomes pressure. Then somehow, you reach the edge of the chaos. Not by plan, not by skill. Maybe the line shifted. Maybe a body fell the right way. Maybe someone stronger dragged you with him. Maybe the gods were careless. You see a sliver of open ground. You move. You do not ask permission. You do not wait for an order. You move because survival has become louder than discipline. Another Roman grabs your arm. You pull free. You hate yourself for it immediately. You keep moving. Behind you, men are still trapped. Men from your army. Men who marched beside you. Men who believed what you believed. You hear them. You do not turn back. That is the shame that will survive longer than the battle. You run, stumble, crawl, push, and stagger through dust and bodies and broken equipment. An enemy horseman passes somewhere nearby. You drop low. Your shield covers you. For a moment, you are not a soldier. You are an animal hiding under wood. The horse passes. You wait. You do not breathe. Then you move again. Farther from the center. The sound changes. The killing is still behind you, but it becomes duller. Like thunder behind hills. You find other Romans. Some wounded. Some empty-eyed. Some without shields. Some without helmets. Some staring back toward the field as if their souls are still inside the trap. Nobody cheers. Nobody talks about regrouping. Nobody says Rome has won. The truth stands in the silence. Rome has been broken. Not defeated in a small way. Not pushed back. Broken. One of the largest armies Rome ever sent has been swallowed by Hannibal's trap. And you were inside it. You look at your hands. They shake. You do not know whose dust is on you. Whose blood. Whose sweat. Whose last breath touched your face. You are alive. That should feel like victory. It does not. It feels like theft. You stole a breath that thousands of better men lost. You survived because of luck, pressure, fear, and one opening in a nightmare. Not because you understood the battle. Not because you were stronger. Not because Rome protected you. Rome could not even protect itself. Later, people will talk about Cannae like a lesson. They will discuss formations. They will discuss Hannibal's double envelopment. They will discuss Roman overconfidence. They will count the dead. They will argue about numbers. They will make the disaster neat. But you will remember it differently. You will remember the enemy center bending and how good it felt. You will remember thinking Rome was winning. You will remember the sound from the flanks. You will remember trying to draw your gladius with no room. You will remember the man who looked at you like he was drowning. You will remember almost falling. You will remember the open gap. You will remember not turning back. That is your Cannae. Not a map. Not a strategy. A trap made of bodies. A battlefield where courage had no space to stand. Could you have survived it? Could you stand in that massive Roman army and not believe the lie of numbers? Could you march into dust thinking victory was certain? Could you keep your mind clear when the enemy center bent and the whole army surged forward? Could you notice the trap before it closed? Could you fight when your shield was pressed against your chest? Could you breathe when men crushed you from every side? Could you stay upright when the dead and living tangled under your feet? Could you ignore screams from behind you? Could you survive without becoming proud of it? Because at Cannae, survival is not clean. It is not noble. It is not the hero standing above the battlefield. It is a frightened Roman soldier choking on dust, holding a shield too tight, stepping over broken men, and praying the next opening is real. Rome came to Cannae believing mass would become victory. Instead, mass became a prison. The army pushed forward. The trap closed. The field swallowed the legions. And if you survived, you did not walk away as the same man. You walked away carrying the shape of the trap inside your chest. So, could you survive as a Roman soldier at Cannae? Maybe. But only if you understood the truth too late. At Cannae, the enemy did not need to kill every Roman with strength. He only needed to take away space. Take away movement. Take away orders. Take away air. And when all of that was gone, Rome's greatest army became something smaller than an army. It became men trapped together, each trying not to fall. By sunset, the dust settles. The field is quiet in the worst possible way. The standards are down. The shields are broken. The voices are gone. And somewhere in that silence, Rome learns a lesson written in fear. You can bring more men. You can bring more shields. You can bring more pride. But if you march blindly into the perfect trap, Even Rome can be surrounded. Even Rome can panic. Even Rome can die. And you, the soldier who survived, will never again believe that numbers make a man safe.